the detriment. Oh, if I don't say that, we believe that that has some bad past. Because if we thought it was good, we would just say, African American ain't gave us nothing. I mean, seriously, what is they giving us besides a boot? And a hard way to go. Seriously, honestly, consider that. Took everything from it. And anything we got, we done. If our whole culture can be described from the moment we got, before we even got here to now, it can be saying resistance. We've been resisting. That's it. That's if we can describe our culture. But sometimes we don't even think about describing our culture under those terms. To put it in a term, to taste that in our mouths. Okay? So, but we're quick to say we're American, though. You guys remember the lady, the crazy lady, who described, who comes and introduced herself as the ex-wife? Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah. She comes and she says, hey, my name is Mrs. Jones. Oh, you're married to the Jones family, I know them. No, I'm the ex-wife. Now, we divorced. Oh, you guys had such a lovely marriage. Even after the divorce, you kept the name? No, I hated the marriage. He beat me. He called me names. I ran. I had to get help to get out of that marriage. But you still call yourself Miss Jones. No, I'm not his wife. Sound familiar?
Yes.
With all of us?
Yes.
Not all of us, but you get my point? Yeah. I ain't no slave. Marcus Robertson. You get my point?
Yeah.
No. Ain't gonna call me no Toby. I'd have said Kunta Kinte. So we have this insanity that, and that's what it is, insanity. That we have, what's that syndrome when you stick to the person that kidnaps you? Stockholm syndrome. We don't want to separate from the slavery, right? We say we're not free, and we're free, but we're still describing and introducing ourselves as slaves. And then wondering why everybody treating us like slaves. Why they ain't giving me no respect? We show no respect for our own selves. This is borne out in language, okay? Because when we look globally, not black, white, any people who have gotten their independence, one of the first things they did was break with the language that they were forced upon them. Whether they were European or European, like Belgium, okay? They broke from it and made this, or even United States, when they broke from Britain and their colonizers. Everybody, they took a stance on that thing. So you find in Africa there's a difference, and this is not just particular to Africa, but Malaysia, to any country that has multiple languages. They're in competition with each other. So the Fulla, they don't want to have to be spoken Yoruba. Let's say take Nigeria, for example, right? So there's a Yoruba there, there's Igbo there, there's Fulla, there's Hausa there. If they made Hausa the national language, there would be a riot, okay? Because the people in the Yoruba, I'm not going to be forced to speak another whole people's, because again, remember, we got to stop thinking of Africans as tribes and recognize them for what they are. Ethnic groups, just like a French and a German are two different people. A Yoruba person is a whole different culture than a Hausa person. You know what I'm saying? It's two different total cultures. Just because they're brown, we never get mixed up between the Vietnamese and the Chinese. We know they have totally two different cultures, even though they may be Asian. We are Africans, but totally different cultures within that. But we've been taught, no, they're just some immature, primitive tribe, right? Oh, we based it all down, and we haven't broken that mentality. And so because of that competition, what wins? The Europeans' language, the colonizers' language. Because it's not, hey, it doesn't cost us anything. We can all talk that and it not be, you didn't win. Do you get my point? And what used to be there, now we have to go back. Because sometimes we give Africa too much credit. Because we think it with the grass was greener on the other side, right? They have the outcome of colonization like we have the outcome of slavery. We see our brothers with their pants all the way down on their butt, right? And the girls talking about that she is the female dog on her shirt like it's a sign, right? Most of the ladies wear these wigs on their head. They're ashamed of their own hair. We have a majority of women who won't wear a khimar, but at the same time won't wear her hair out. She wears some horse hair on her head. Or some other lady's hair on her head, right? You see that? Even on TV. And all the guys want to be bald head. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to have an afro. So, and what is this a result of? This is a result of slavery. Over there, they're doing the same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. Bleaching the skin, talking English the best they can, sounding fools, imitating gangsters and stupid TV programs as though it's real, as a result of colonization. Suit and ties in Africa. And ugly suit and ties too.
How about wigs?
And wigs and those things like that. Why? This is the same problem. And then when we say, well, at least they had the past, a lot of the young people have forgotten. They don't know the past, just like our youth don't know the past. So there has to be, we have to look at the whole situation and understand what can be done. The beautiful thing about it is just like that VIP language is usually a European language. The thing that can make a real big change in Africa are the African, quote unquote, Americans, because it's not hostile anymore. Somebody else coming over, like if I'm from Chad and I go to Sudan, I'm not going to get acceptance from the Sudanese. They're going to say, man, you're from Chad. We have more izzah than you, you should come over here with that. But if you come from America, well, let's hear what you got to say. Seriously, they'll give you a list. They'll listen to you. If you can communicate. You got to be able to talk the regular people's speech. So now, if you want to talk in Africa, forget the European languages. You got that. You already got English. Don't learn French and Spanish if you don't already know it. If you do know it, perfect it. Don't want to lose anything you already got. You want to learn like, just like we look at a person who speaks French and Spanish, man, this guy is cultured, he knows something. But we don't look at that if he says he knows Hausa and he knows Swahili. Why? First thing, why would he do that? You see the difference? If a person learns Arabic, Swahili, and Hausa, pretty much he can go anywhere in Africa and talk. And get respect because he's talking the people's talk. Now, if you add one more language, Fulla in there, then definitely he's in. But definitely Hausa is been the language ma'ruf, well known for all the Muslims speaking, no matter what ethnicity they are. You go to Mecca, Medina, the Africans from all over, they're in our same exact situation. Whenever I go to Mecca and talk to the brothers and sisters there, they're saying, look, our children, we've been here 500 years, we still don't got citizenship. You know? And they said if it wasn't for Hausa, an African in Saudi Arabia wouldn't have no language but Arabic. And you're like, sounds similar. We're over here. Except for we're worse, we don't even have one ethnic language to speak of. But we're going to change that. Once we change that, that will change the world. You know, and that's what everybody has to understand, that whatever one effort, you think it's only, I'm only doing one. No, you're changing the whole world. It's the rule of the termite. Which termite tore down a tree? All of them. You know what I'm saying? And if they didn't all take a little bite, then the tree would still be there. So we all have to do our little bit in learning and benefiting from the teaching and practicing it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, and so don't look and belittle your effort to be here today. Because the video that comes out is viewed by literally thousands. We follow them. Maybe 100 and something people watch the video live, you know, and they're from all over the place. And then they share it, you know, with 30, 40, the average is 30, 40 people sharing it, and then they share it. And before the next class, the video has been out to about thousands of people. So this effort that we're doing here is substantial because normally no one has been successful in teaching people who have not been declared talibul ilm conversational Arabic. The only ones who've become to that level are people who have said, okay, I'm a talibul ilm, and so I'm living in Saudi Arabia or in Egypt or Kuwait or Mauritania and Maghreb, and then I'm going to learn it. But what about the normal, intelligent people here? Right? Who are busy with their careers and things like that. There hasn't been a mass movement or even a class that has done it successfully. But inshallah, we're going to break the mold. Just like that 6-minute mile. Once someone did it, everybody was able to do it. Does that make sense? Alhamdulillah. فهمتم? أيوة الحمد لله.
Is it possible to turn this fan off? It's really drying my eyes out.
That's up
Maybe
to.
turn the
It's over
fan
there.
over there.
It's on your side.
It's in the corner over there.
Over here?
It's under you all's control.
Go take care of it. Oh, yeah, that one right there?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
I have a question too. Is it possible for us to move into the overflow room so we can have tables? To put
No,
stuff on?
no, it's not possible. I was asked that earlier, and I reject that concept. The classes should be here. The Prophet ﷺ, they did their classes in the musalla. It's da'wah as well, anyone coming in. It has a different vibe. This part of the building has a different vibe than that vibe in another part of the building. And this is a very serene, very sacred, vibe. And good, I don't want you to have a table. Having a table is some of these things we've gotten used to that are not necessarily, chairs are one of the reasons we're dying.
I can understand what you're saying, but what if someone has a handicap, like a neck problem that they can't sit up all these maybe 3 or 4 hours?
No, yeah, I know. I don't know. I know that you can get probably one of those things that you could put on your neck. You know the things you buy when I'm traveling. I see some people with this. Yeah, the brace. I got one at home, so I travel with it. I used to parachute, so I have a neck brace that I take when I travel, so I could, do the same thing, inshallah ta'ala. But what I would say too is get up. After sit for a little bit, and get up and walk around, and it'll do something, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah make it easy. I don't want to make it difficult for you. But alhamdulillah. Today we have a couple of things to learn, all right? And I want you all to قَلِّدُونِي. هل فهمتم? One of the words I want you to understand today is hal. Everybody say hal. Hal. Hal is a word that you put in front of a normal sentence. You turn that sentence into a question. Now, everybody say hali an. That is how we say may I. Hali an. But don't say an. Say hali yan. Right, because normally we say hali, and if it comes before an I, we say liya. Haliya an, but you can say haliyan. You get my point? May I. And the an means now you place what it. Hali an atakallam ma'ak. Hali an atakallam ma'ak. Aywa. See, can I talk to you? Normally I say to you, can I go forward? Don't you guys hear me say that? Now I'm not going to say that no more. I'm going to say hali an azid.
Na'am.
Now, zidna ya ustad. Zidna. Say that. Zidna. What does zidna mean? Increase us. Give us more.
Give us, yes.
Now, don't go so literal, man. Remember, don't be so. Remember, now, words and language are conceptual. All right? It's not a real jamming situation. So zidna means go ahead, go further, go more, give us more. Zidna. Rabbi zidni ilma. Right? So we know these words. This vocabulary is very easy because we know it already. Allah told us zidna ilma, right? The only thing He told us to ask more of in the Quran is knowledge. Right? The only thing. Rabbi zidna ilma. Qulu? قولوا ربي زدنا علما هل لي أن أزيد زدنا يا أستاذ قولوا مرة أخرى زدنا يا أستاذ هل لي أن أزيد الحمد لله هل لنا أن نقرأ هل لنا أن نقف هذا هل لنا can we you get to see how I said it now هل لنا can we can we stop that, right? Now, if I want to know, can you do something? Halaka. Can you? Halaka and ta'al huna. Halaka and ta'al. You hear that? Halaka and ta'al huna. Ta'al huna. What did I say?
Can you come here?
Can you come here? Halaka and tajlis. Na'am ya ustad. I was about to attack him. Okay? So everybody say, Halli an. Hallaka an. This is important speech. Halli an. Halaka and. Very important to be able to say that. Because one of the first things we were taught was may I, right? Don't say gimme. Say may I. The children start off saying, I want water. Give me some water. Right? Say, no, baby. Say, you got this whole relationship twisted. May I have some water? No, I want some water. No. May I? And then the child learns you don't give him no water till they say, Halli ma min fadlik. Halli ma. May I have some, right? Now I just said, I dropped Halli yan, and I say I want some water. Halli ma min fadlik. Ma being water. We can say ma, we can say moya, right? But I can say Halli ma min fadlik. Halli kursi yan min fadlik. Can I have a chair, please? You get my point, guys? So we said halli and, halaka and, halli, and then we name the noun, the thing. And we don't put an. An is only there if there's a verb going to come next, an action. Halli and amshi. Halli and azid. Halli and azid? You have to zidna. قل لا. زد. قل لا أفهم. هل فهمتم لا؟ فهمنا ما شاء الله. إذا قلت لم تفهم قل لا أفهم. لا أفهم ما شاء الله. So we have halli and. Everybody say that. Halli and. What does it mean? May I. May I. Okay? May I, and then you mention what you want to do. Whatever, even if it's in English. Halli and go over there. See, we can, because if you start implementing what you know, I'll give you an example. Is American English like British English?
No.
Language takes on its own spirit. When we start talking English, when we start talking Arabic, our Arabic is going to take its own Western hemispheric style. It is.
Yes.
Just like, did you know that United States is one of the largest Spanish-speaking countries in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
That it has its own dialect of Spanish? Did you know that?
Yes.
This is an accepted point. Why? Because the American dialect or United States version of Spanish or dialect of Spanish is very international. Why? Because you have Latinos from everywhere. Okay? So their dialect is rich with word usage that is not heard in no one place. Okay? Not one place is so many dialects understood by the mass of Spanish-speaking people. And because you have so many second language Spanish-speaking people here in the United States. Did you know what's the most spoken language in the United States?
Yeah.
Spanish. Most people don't realize that because we don't know our facts. Because English, there is no real official language in the United States. But English is the one that they use in government, right? Doesn't mean that people don't speak Spanish or understand it. My point being that, of course, part of the country was already Spanish before. You know, most of everything from Utah down was part of Spain. Then you got Louisiana, then you have Florida. You know, all these places are already Spanish speaking, but they never lost their Spanish speaking as well. Okay, so that becomes a thing. So my point is that once we start talking Arabic in the Western Hemisphere, it's going to take on some of our ideas added to that. Just like our English doesn't sound anything like the people in London when they're speaking English. But it's an acceptable form of English, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so allow it to take that. Allow it to take that transition. It's going to have its own flavor. Okay? What we need to make sure is we pronounce our words properly and that we make the form of the speech the way the Arabs normally do things so it's not foreign to Arabic. Does that make sense? Hey, we're now. Hey, عندما تفكر فقل اسمعني هل أن may I now هل أن may I. Now I'm going to teach you another thing right now. Can you do me a favor? Write that down. This is something that people say. Isna'li ma'rufan. Isna'li. Isna'li ma'rufan. Say it. Ma'rufan. Do me a favor. Isna'li ma'rufan. Do we know the word ma'rufan? Ma'ruf. يأمر بالمعروف وينهى عن المنكر ويؤمنون بالله. Right? كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف. Al-ma'ruf is what is easily recognizable as good. It's indicative of the Sharia. But in this context, in this context, it means do me a favor. Do me something that is easily recognizable as good. It's not li ma'ruf.
That's the command?
It's of course it's no. He said it's in a command. Every talab that you make is in the form of a command. But when it's from an asker to a senior, it's not. When the person says mercy, he's saying it in a command. But is he commanding?
No.
He's pleading. Does that make sense? I told you earlier that Arabic has hierarchy. If a senior says it, it's a command. If someone who's in a subordinate position says it, it's a plea. If it's when you ask Allah, you say what? Rabbi zidni. That's an order. Are you commanding Allah? No, you're pleading. You're pleading with energy and everything. Does that make sense, everybody? So when it's from contemporaries, when you say, let's go, are you commanding your friends?
Yes.
He is. But normally it's an encouragement, right? So we have to understand that it's put in an order form. However, the order form is understood based on the circumstances. Okay? Whether it's a request, a plea, an encouragement, or a command. Does that make sense, everybody? أيوة. هل فهمتم؟ Okay. هل أزيد؟ هل لي أن أزيد؟
يزيد يا أستاذ.
نعم. زد يا أستاذ. Or تزد يا أستاذ. Okay, you guys get that? فهمتم?
نعم فهمنا.
Fahimna. Say everything. Get it out your mouth. Don't hold it. You know, speech is one of those things. It's like you spend it, it becomes more easier because this is the activity. The activity of saying it. قل يا أستاذ.
يا أستاذ.
زدنا يا أستاذ.
زدنا يا أستاذ.
هل لنا أن نزيد؟ لا لا قولوا أنتم تقولون هل لنا أن نزيد؟ Can we have more? Right? Or if you want to say it really nice, this is balagha. You take a piece of the Quran and you mix it in your speech. And this is the best of speech. Hal min mazid. What does mazid mean?
Is it more?
No, what does ma mean?
Man is what?
No, that's not what, it's part of a word. I said mu ma me. What is ma? Okay, well then what is this? Don't say Manhattan. What is this word? What does the man stand for? A place. What is this? One who has the quality. It doesn't have to be a person. Because what do you say about mustaqim? Are you saying the sirat is a person? No, but Allah has given it life. Has given it qualities. Right? Because in this dimension, only inanimate objects have life. But when Allah describes it, we know the things that we consider inanimate have life and character, right? The shadow makes sajda for the building. The minbar cried when the Prophet left, right? The rock ran from Musa. Does that make sense? So these things are conscious. The earth is going to bear witness Yom Al-Qiyamah. So we know this thing. So mazid is from the word zada, yazidu. Mazid, hal min mazid, is there more? Hal, Allah says in the Quran. Allah says in the Quran, when He says to the Jahannam, you know, yo, are you full? Hal imtala'ti? And Jahannam says, hal min mazid? Is there any more to come? Whenever my wife cooks and she says, did you like the food? I say, hal min mazid? But this is considered, this is balagha, because you're using the best speech for your usage, you know?
So what's the real meaning of it?
What's the real meaning of it? I mean, that's contextual. That's how much flavor you got. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to you have to understand that language is art, it's poetry, it's emotion. Okay? There is no word that can describe the emotions. It's just we put labels on the feelings that we share. That's why we share the language, because we all have a point of reference to it. You get a shared point of reference. Like I said, marhaba, right? Marhaba. Now everybody remembers a story about the man who stand out there pleading, hey, come on into my house. I'll give you whatever you came for. And he's so happy, right? So that we have a frame of reference that we share. And that's what makes why people, when you speak the language and you say things that everybody, we know, we understand what you're talking about. Like when I say, nah, I mean, everybody, yeah, well, you know what you're talking about. We got you. Hal fahmtum? هل لي أن أزيد؟ لا لا قولوا هل من مزيد؟ Is there any more to come? Meaning, yeah, we're ready. We're ready for whatever you got. هل من مزيد؟ قولوا أي والحمد لله فيه مزيد. فيه مزيد. Do what I say. What does فيه مزيد mean?
There is more.
Yeah, there's more in it, right? Don't we know the word fihi? No. I said the word fi is the most used word in the Quran. I'm sorry, in the Arabic language. Fi is the most used word in the Arabic language. Fi, but we know fihi for ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ وَذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, right? So you can say it both ways. فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Or you can say فِي هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Those are all the ways you can say that ayah. But the word fi, we all know it. So fihi mazid. Lana mazid. Inshallah. Hal fahimtum?
No.
Hey, walhamdulillah. Inshallah. So we have hal, right? Everybody understands hal. Hal lana shay'an. Do we have anything? Let's say someone's giving out some money, okay? And she put her hand up. She said, hey, wait right here. Right. You can say, hal lana min shay? Hal lana min shay? Is there any for us? Hal lana min shay? Say that, guys. Say hal lana. I'm sorry. I'm writing Arabic. Lana min shay? Is there any for us? You know, you get my point? Hal lana min shay? You gonna give us anything? You know, you can translate it how you want, but you understand it. So when Nazir is giving out 50s, yeah, hal lana min shay? Hal fahimtum? Hey, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So now we're going to move on to our third conversation.
Excuse me.
La, ma fish, excuse me.
Okay.
Ismahli. Ismahli. Right, that means excuse, that means pardon me. Samaha Allahu lana wa lakum. Samaha Allahu lana wa lakum. Samaha shay, everybody say samaha shay.
Samaha shay.
It's like this. أنا سمحته. مسحته. فهمت لي؟ ولكن المعنى, the meaning of it is like when Allah wipes it away, well, it doesn't cause you to account. So you say, hey, so ismahli would be like pardon, overlook the interruption, overlook the social mistake, or whatever it is. You get my point? Law samaht is a different. Law, if you were so gracious. Law samaht. Kulu. Law samaht. Say that. Law samaht. If you were just so gracious. Okay? To allow. So it's an allowance. Get it? So, why is it gracious? Because you have the ability to reject. لو سمحت. And that's one of the words that's why I'm poking at it today. It's one of our words. So this is how you can say, somebody might translate that as please. It don't mean please. It's aggrandizing you to show you how gracious you are. لو سمحت. Like it's almost like saying بعد إذنك, after your permission. You know, through your graciousness, through you have so much, you got to allowance. Please allow me. لو سمحت. So it's like I'm pleading with you to do something or to allow something. Okay? So اسمح لي. Please allow me. You get my point? You know, the interruption or whatever. I stepped on your foot and I say اسمح لي. Now the response to that is سمح الله لي ولكم. And may Allah wipe it away from me and you. You see how beautiful our language is? اسمح لي. Now if you're talking to a group, اسمحوا لي. If you're talking to a lady, اسمحي لي. اسمح لي. فهمتم؟ لو سمحتم قوموا. لو سمحتم. If you guys would just allow me, قوموا. لو سمحتم قوم. If you would just please, قوموا. هل فهمتم الآن؟ Okay, shake your arm.
Yeah, how about that? Same one.
I'm going to do some arm movements. Okay, when you guys can't do that, do this one right here. One hand this way, the other one going the other way. All right, shake it out. لو سمحتم اجلسوا. لو سمحتم اجلسوا. هل فهمتم؟ Now we can also say من فضلكم. أرجوكم. Well, these are type of ways of pleading that you preface. Arabic is a language of adab. Adab. You know, so, Jazakallah khair. And I think I have mentioned this before. The word adab means reading. Okay? Reading the classicals. Why? Because again, what did I say? I said language has hierarchy. So when you're doing a lot of reading, you realize what a plead is, what is appropriate to say in the circumstances. So it teaches you what to say in things. So that's why we say you have a good adab. You get the point? So the word stems from learning, reading the classical ways of pronouncing and talking and saying. And also we know manners in English is where you put your hands when you're talking. Right? Where you put them and how you're responding when someone's talking. If you're saluting when the person tells you to do something, or you're not doing anything, your hand just anywhere when you're dealing with your seniors and subordinates and those types of things. Halfa, تفضل.
اسمح لي.
نعم.
The actual meaning of halakan.
No, we're not dealing like that.
But you said it quickly and I didn't.
Okay, I don't like the word you said, the actual meaning.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to think in that term. If I tell you a literal meaning, then that's what I'll tell you at that particular time. But what I'm teaching now at A1 level here, we're learning phrases.
Right.
Okay, expressions.
So what
Expressions don't necessarily have a literal meaning. Expressions have an understanding. Halli or halak, halli is may I.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense?
Right.
But that's not literal. That's implied. Okay? Halaka is can you?
Can you?
Can you? Would you? Can you? Would you? Could you? All that is implied with halaka and. Hal fahmt?
And halaka and.
Yeah, would you? Could you? Would you?
And halaka ma.
No, halli ma. Ma is water.
Right.
So I'm saying halli ma min fadlik. Can I have some water, please? So you drop the an when you're asking for something in particular. And you say halli ma, halli yani qalam, halli shay. Right? You get my point?
Yes.
Like I said, hal lana min shay? Do we have anything coming to us? You get my point? Did we get any?
No. Yeah.
Hey, what did he say? No, too? Okay, so in our conversations, does that answer your question?
Yes. Na'am.
أيوة الحمد لله بارك الله فيكم. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
كيف حالكم؟ عفوا كيف حالكم؟ الحمد لله أنا بخير الحمد لله شكرا لكم. كيف حالكم اليوم؟ الحمد لله. وكيف يومكم هذا؟
تماما
تمام الحمد لله بارك الله فيكم. كويس ما شاء الله بارك الله فيكم. الحمد لله. اسمي أبو توبة مخلص، وأنتم؟ الحمد لله. أنا فلاني من نيويورك، وأنتم؟ ما شاء الله بارك الله فيكم، ما شاء الله تبارك الله. أنتم من أين؟ من درهم؟ أئنكم أنتم من درهم؟ قل نعم، قولوا نعم من درهم. أيوة الحمد لله رب العالمين. لو سمحتم صف لي درهم. هل فهمتم؟ إلا أنت. يعني now that's the next part of the sentence, right? The next part of the conversation. What happens when someone says, I'm from someplace? Hey, don't come in here talking, man. You did it. He pointed.
الله سمع.
No, alhamdulillah, subhanallah. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. Look,
You respond from where you are. We're gonna tell them where you're from.
what I'm saying is someone says, right, someone says, I said, أنا فلاني من نيويورك. Now, وأنت.
أنتي فلاني.
لا ليس أنت، أنا.
أنا فلانتي Omaha, Nebraska.
من أوماها نبراسكا. أنا أقول عجيب سبحان الله. لو سمحتي صف أو صوري Omaha, Nebraska. That's the next thing someone's going to say to you. They're going to say, if you would be أرجوكم. Please. Right? من فضلك. لو سمحتم. صور. صور means draw a picture. صف means describe. مدينتكم. بلدكم. صف. صف. Everybody say, لو سمحتم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
الله أكبر.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر
الله
لا
أكبر.
إله إلا الله
I forgot to mention to you guys one of the important reasons to say hal lana or hal li. Okay? One of the things that you can say is hal li an as'aluka. As'aluka su'ala. Can I ask you a question? هل لي أن أسألك سؤالا؟ يا أستاذ هل as'aluka su'alan. And as'alaka. You can say as'alaka su'alan. It's long, right? Let's go through it. Before we do this, because the time is up, I don't want to confuse you. Since we started with hal, wa halli, wa hallana, let's do that one. Say halli, and as al laka su al su'ala. Or you could just say shay'an. No, don't call out like that. Shay'an. هل لي أن أسألك سؤالا؟ Louder. See, this part here should be constant. Everybody should be able to say هل لي أن هل لي أن هل لي أن ليان هل ليان. You can say it this way too. Liyan. Say hal liyan. It's easy that way. You can say hal liyan. You can say hal liyan. All this is correct. Hal liyan, hal liyan, hal liyan. It's all totally correct. Or is that too much? Is that too much? Hal liyan. Hal liyan. Hal liyan. As'aluka. Say as'aluka. You have to say as'alaka. Can I ask? Hal li an as'al? You could just say hal li an as'al. Can I ask? Su'al is question. Say su'al. Okay? Now, before I said li su'al, right? And we said indi su'al. But now I'm teaching you a more polite ya ustad. Say
Ya Ustad.
قولوا يا أستاذ.
Ya Ustad.
هل ليان. يا أستاذ هل ليان.
Ya Ustad.
أسألك. سؤالا. أسألك سؤالا. يا أستاذ. هل لي أن أسألك. أن أسألك سؤالا. أسألك سؤالا. هل لي أن أسألك سؤالا. يا أستاذ. هل لي أن أسألك سؤالا. Okay. Now write it. What's so funny? She made a mistake? No, good. Good. Mistakes are great. Why? Because when you make mistakes, you remember, right? And especially when you laugh at them. And we're coming for the salah right now. You know, because remember, information input at the same time of strong emotion makes a long-term memory. Okay? So right now we're gonna stop here with the hal today. Today we've said halli, halaka, right? Now what I want you to do at home, I want you to script. The next question is going to be, you know, to describe your place. Because that's a conversation, right? You say you're from Durham, you say you're from Omaha, you say you're from Sudan. The next question is, man, what is that like? How is that there? Tell us about the city. What are the ahwal wa taqaleed? You get my point? And so that's going to be the next thing. So you write that down in English, and then if you can find the words for that, come to class with all of that, and we'll make a pie out of it. Does that make sense? Insha'Allah ta'ala. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk wa jazakumullahu khairan. هل لي أن أذهب؟ هل لنا أن نصلي؟ نصلي. هل لنا أن نصلي؟ نعم نصلي. قولوا. السلام عليكم.